Well, hello everybody. What is the rumpus? I am still alive, and we have not made a video in a long time. So, what do we got? We got the new proof of Through Hell and Back. So this is Through Hell and Back version 2.0. And I changed the board just a little bit. Added a bomber damage track, which will be used when calculating certain maneuvering and landing and takeoff, etc. There's a place for escort cards, and there's been some changes to the air combat. This is like a little saturated, so I might have to change that because I don't like that the way the green is too green. I'm not sure why this has happened. I guess because I've been using a different graphics program. So the missions themselves haven't changed. Yeah, I might make some changes. I'm still not sure. But the missions themselves, the mission dossier cards are still the same, right? They really haven't changed. I think I did something. I don't remember what I did. It was like a year ago. I changed something graphically. I don't recall. Graphically, I also added a squadron spot on this, which was on the B-17 board, but it's now on the original, the base game board. I also added just a little graphics upgrade on the engine damage area. I've changed the name. Now it's engine damage. And the engine hits will be different now. So I reduced the amount of cards in the game by like 20 or 19 for the engine damage themselves, the engine hit cards. And now you roll a dice. You roll a d20. If you get a 13, well, maybe you can't see that. So let me see. How can I? Oh boy. Well. All right, I guess maybe you can see that, yeah? So that's different. So when you get hit in the engine, you will roll a d20. If it's over 13, you will draw an engine damage card. The mission cards also remain tarot, right? Nothing has really changed. I did a couple of tweaks on these because moving away from Adobe Photoshop, I had to redo something. So there's just been a few little minor changes on the graphics card. And again, these are oversaturated. I don't know what has happened. I have to go back for each file and change that. That's a little annoying. Yeah, see, these greens are quite different than the original. I have the original under my desk. I just got these yesterday, so we're looking at these kind of together. I'm going to go through each card, and yeah, this is oversaturated. I don't like it. Some people might like that aesthetic. It's really bright. Colors are poppy, which it's nice, but I prefer it slightly desaturated. All right. The other change is I did not check the engine 4. Why is this not? Okay. Oh, this is not engine 4. This is engine 1. Okay. This is a little, yeah, see? So this is, oh, I see. Okay, I have to update these. All right. These are not, you can see. So some, I don't understand that. So on the cards, you can see the green is a lot, I don't know, can you see that on the camera? Maybe not. But the green is really different on this. It's the same graphic. So I'm confused why. I might contact them because this is just so different. Look at that. Oh man. The cards are proper color, but the board is like really All right. This is very frustrating because it's quite expensive to get this printed and shipped to Japan. So more money down the drain, I guess. The bomber cards, a couple of them have been slightly tweaked graphics wise, but not a lot has changed with the bomber cards. These still remain the same. Let's put that here. The weather cards have changed to mini cards. Okay. And the weather cards also change the text. And now you'll notice there's a new value on here. So each weather has a landing and takeoff. And these also I have to go through and do a couple of tweaks. But the landing and takeoff number, here we have sunny. It's a landing takeoff value of 7. So when we land and take off on that weather, we will be rolling. And the dice for rolling has also changed. And this is a little bit of a long-winded video. Not really going to apologize for that, but the enemy aircraft cards, they used to be tarot, as you remember. Sorry, there's like a little glare. I should really turn off that overhead light. So they used to be tarot cards, but now they are poker size cards. And now you no longer have like a 2-card system where you draw the aircraft card from the mission deck and then you draw the tarot card and you put it on the side of the board. Now these will be integrated into the base mission deck, and I did upgrade the graphics for the base mission backs slightly. Upgraded it, or I don't know what you want to call it. I changed it a little bit, and I prefer this. That's my personal preference. So now the the enemy aircraft cards. Boy, this is just, I don't know. This camera sucks. So before we were matching the dice, so now it's using a different system where you have to roll over a 5 or over. And then you will, I don't have the cubes with me right now. I do have this little black cube. So every pass and every damage will advance the damage or pass marker. So the planes will no longer sit forever if you can't shoot them down. They will have a limited time on that. And what else did I took the escort predator from the expansion pack. That's included now in the base game. There's also a new card. Let's see where so these get 2-time attacks. I think that was it. So this is a vertical attack. This is basically a dive attack on the bomber, which is symbolized by the dot on the vector. There's no vector. Well, I mean, there's a vector from above, and you'll see the planes have a different sort of swoosh graphic. I did see that. All right. This is a what's the word? Ace card. So now there's a new graphic for that. The cards, so they when you draw the mission deck, you'll just draw, you'll draw this card if there's an attack, and you'll place them on the side just like we did before. I didn't realize my drawing was here with the cat. Maybe distracting. Sorry. So the giant cat will eat the planes. So you'll place in 2 columns, 2 rows, 2 columns, so 4 cards total on the side. And the escorts can suppress now. Let me just show you that in a minute. So the hit deck, the engine hit deck is now smaller because I don't have the no incident checks. So now I also I tried to redo, as some of you have noticed, the text on these cards and graphics a little bit on some of these. So now when again, I'm still, I have to go through and double check. I did see a mistake already, but I have to go through and double check these. But so now this is a smaller pack. Again, when there's an engine hit, you'll roll a d20. If it's 13 or over, you'll take an engine hit, and you'll draw for an engine incident. Okay, and I also tried to. Oh wait, I'm missing the fire. Oh, I am missing. No, I'm not. No, yeah, this is engine fire. Okay. I did take into consideration some feedback from the text on some of the cards. I tried to make it a little easier to understand. So let's just roll over to the what do you call it? The P-47, the escorts. The graphics have been updated on these a little bit. They're a little nicer now, in my opinion. And the escorts also they don't have passes, but they have damage. So the escorts will stay with you until they are either recalled or they take all the damage. The escorts have the escort. I'm trying to think. There was a rule. I might have forgotten my own rule. I've been doing so much different stuff. But escorts can now suppress a enemy. So I forget, I have to look at my rules again. I thought maybe it was only the aces. I don't remember what I wrote originally. I don't know what I wrote down. I think it's the ace card maybe can suppress the enemy. So if there's an enemy in this sector, then you have an escort here, you can suppress that enemy. So this squadron of escorts will just engage those fighters. So those fighters and escorts will fight amongst themselves, and you won't have a turn for bomber damage or attack, right? So in a sense, it's like a clear skies issue. Okay. So yeah, these are I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to see. I should. The monitor is not in front of me, so it's really hard to see. I thought I wouldn't like the poker cards because I like seeing the larger images of the planes, but this works pretty well, I think. Frankly, I don't know. I like it. For me, it works. And again, the graphics are. I mean, the cards in person look way, way better than on camera the cards look really nice. Even, looking at them on the monitor digitally, these still look so much nicer. And GameCrafter, as usual, did a good job. But I'm still a little confused about the sort of pump up on the saturation on some of these. The target of opportunity cards, I think I added a new one. I don't remember if I did or not. I might have added an extra 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I think there was always 7, right? These haven't changed. I really thought I changed one. Maybe, boy, I don't know. I don't remember. I did so much work, and I did it in like over the year, so I can't remember. I'm sorry. The larger change to the crew cards that you might appreciate, I don't know. So crew cards have been revamped. As you can see, the crew cards have been revamped. There's no more names on the cards. If you want to attach, names, you can just make a list, make a spreadsheet, or just make a list of who the radio operator is. I liked having names on the cards, but what happens is if you lose that if you lose that crew member, then it's kind of silly having the same name, and that crew member was killed in action. So for those of you that want to play a little more, campaign style or role play style, then this works better. And I kind of prefer this now that I've been using it. So nothing really changed. A little bit of graphics overhaul on the card, just a little change. And now you'll see there's an ammo. There's an ammo reload. Well, let me hold on. Let me see. This is okay. So each crew has 2 cards. So there's 4 stages. So this is the novice. You'll see intel is 1, repair is 2. When we flip that over, it's the next like level up. Now he can have an ammo slot, and his intel and his repair is 2. And then there's level 3, and then there's level 4. And I thought I did. Oh, it's very okay. Well, there's a gold highlight in the name, and you can see there's I made little what's the word, ribbons, service ribbons. These are made up by me. They're not historically accurate because, well, it just didn't make sense. So now each crew has 2 cards. So you can level up. It's a lot clearer than the original. I really failed to do a good job when I made this game the first time. That was just due to inexperience. I learned a lot, and I tried to incorporate those things in. The next change is to the crew actions. So the crew action cards, some of them are double-sided, some of them are single-sided. So these basically have not changed. These are the actions for the escorts. These still remain the same. And the crew action cards themselves have a different thing going on here. So what I changed is you get a bonus. So here's only have eyes for you. This gives a tracer to any gunner position firing on 1 target. So you're going to add a tracer round to that roll. The spotting is 8. So if you use the spotting of your, where is the spotting guy? Where is he? He's in there somewhere. Anyway, well, so I would roll for the crew ability, and the target number would be 8. Everything in parentheses on the cards is a target number. So let's say my crew member has a spotting ability of 1. So that's going to give me a +1 on my roll. I roll 2d6, and let's say I get a 7, for example, and I have the +1 for the ability, that's 8, then I succeed in that. So if I succeed in that, I can also add 1 damage to any second enemy attacking from the same direction as the target hit. So I get the first bonus on this crew action card. I get the first action. And if I beat this target number, if I beat this ability, then I get a secondary bonus. So that's how this works on that. Makes it a little more fun, I think, when you play. And again, these are the backs. Some of these. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I confused myself. So there's a back on 2 or 1 of these. There's a back on 1 of them, and then there's a back on the escort ones. So this forces you can't just, you have to make a choice when you want some certain cards. So I can either get that, I can fire first, and if they destroy the enemies, blah, 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 nothing happens to me, or I can get an extra spotting. So you have, well, just like the original game, you had that double-sided choice. But now you have that extra bonus thing. And if you fail those rolls, you lower morale by 1. So there's a system where it's not just, if you want to risk trying to get that extra bonus, if your morale is low, maybe you don't want to risk it. That's how that works. And then the mission deck is, I went through and redid all these cards. A lot of cards. The oxygen flow incident has been changed. That's different now, and different graphics, different text. I'm going to need to change this text. It's a little hard to read. It's really tough. On the monitor, it looks easier to read. And when you print out the card, it's hard to read. Again, you'll see now these target numbers. So spotting, I know, I'm sorry, it's really, I keep talking about the cards, but these are kind of hard to see on the camera. So I've got a spotting of 8 on this. So this incident lost in the clouds, I would use my spotting ability, and the target number is 8. So I'd have to beat the on or over the 8. And if I fail that ability check, the enemy fighters get first attack this turn on escorts and bombers. Okay, these rules haven't been changed, except I've made this very clear with the target numbers are what do you call it? They're easy to notice. I think I had added a. To go back. Yeah. So here's the. So this is a collision. There's two. The collision cards are the same, but one is a higher target number. Pardon me, and one is lower. So you get a 12 or 14, and the same thing. You're using 2 abilities, so you roll the d20. When you're using 1 ability, oh, I'm sorry, I said 2d6. Yeah, I made a mistake earlier. Sorry, you were rolling the d12, and you're rolling the d20. But you know what? I think, I have to relook at my rules because I think I also made a mistake. One thing I want to go back and do is add a number to the cards. I think I'm going to do that in the new game, not the new game, in the new version of Pacific Flyboys. I'm using card numbers. So, this would be incident. This would be like I-10, or I-12 or I-3, whatever the card number is. So it's easier to keep track and use things to build certain scenarios. Bonus cards. Yeah, these things I just went through and changed some of the text. Basically, here I think I included an extra card by mistake. I think one of these cards I have to fix that. I changed the graphic. I made a new graphic for the. I'm really sorry. I keep holding this down here. I apologize. So I made a new graphic for the low fuel. The graphics for the flat cards have changed a tiny bit. Those are the changes there. The landing and hang on a minute. The landing and takeoff card is now slightly different. I apologize for all of the weird. Maybe this is a bad video, but I just want to let everybody know all the differences. So the landing and takeoff now ties into the weather directly, and I will also have a more detailed landing and takeoff mechanic in a expansion. I decided not to include that in the base game. Just kind of keep the base game somewhat the same. Change the information and out of formation graphics and information a little bit. I forget. Thought I did something. I changed something. I don't remember. The abort mission I've changed a tiny bit as well. Yeah, I don't know. The clear skies is the same, and flak is the same. There's some more incidents here. Okay, I didn't go through this. So that's the sort of update through hell and back. The bomber track damage that I was talking about earlier. I know there's a bit of a glare on this. The bomber track damage. before now when you place a red cube on the bomber, you advance the bomber damage. So this gives you a total bomber damage, but gives you a bomber damage sort of total to kind of look at. Like the bomber is in really bad. I mean, you can see it with the red, with the red and black cubes on the bomber, but this just makes it easier to add the modifiers when landing or performing certain maneuvers while you're flying. And that's it. Yeah, so the biggest change was the air combat is now different, and the cards, the escort, and have all been redone, as well as as you can see here. Let me just. All right, so here's the old Through Hell and Back, and then these are the old B-17 cards. This is, let me just B-17 cards. I did not update the B-17. This is the original game, but it did not update these to the new. I thought I had. Where's my? I thought there was enemies in the B-17 expansion. No, there's only escorts. Sorry. All right. Well, guess I confused myself. Well, here's the old. So this is the enemy cards for the third expansion, right? And then these are the enemy cards for the new game. I don't know. I don't really miss the bigger card, honestly. I don't miss the bigger card, and it more accurately represents, the squadron. Originally I was just using like one or two aircraft on the card, but I don't know. This looks nice. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like the greens are more saturated on the new cards. So that's what's different. I don't know. I like tarot. Maybe because I'm old, I want the bigger, easier to see things. But yeah. So that is the change to the game. The biggest change is those. I'm also considering not selling it in a box to save money. This is substantially cheaper than the original. The other change, which I didn't talk about with air combat, is you no longer have all those dice on the cards. You'll see at most I have 2 or 3 ammo slots on the card. So you're really not. Let's see. So that position 8. So the novice cards, I've got a total of 3 dice. So the dice, the air combat is a lot different. It's a really rambling video. Sorry. So the air combat is a lot different, and you're rolling a smaller dice pool. So I got rid of quite a few dice in the base game, which brought the cost down quite a bit. And that's it. That's the changes to the game. I think the new board looks a lot nicer. It's easier to read the feather prop and the engine damage area. I do have some plans for some formation flying and squadron work for the base game that I had started to work on a couple of years ago. This has taken a while. This game has it's been slow, But now that I got the physical, it took like 2 months to get to get these cards in. Now I can sit, play the game at the table, and go over the cards. There are some design choices that I'm still not. You'll see that I faded out the gauges here, but some cards have the gauges not faded out, and that's because the text doesn't go over the gauge, so it just became like a little hard to read. So that's why they're faded. But I don't like that inconsistency. I do like, I don't know, this, I like to see gauges. I like the gauges. I could sit and draw gauges. I could sit and draw and create gauges all day. I don't know why it's fun for me, but it's one of the things I like to do. I might make a game where it's just gauges. You're just gauges. That's it. The whole game is gauges. I almost had a mechanic where you had to manage one of the aspects of the aircraft using gauges, and the whole deck was just gauges at different levels. So your oil pressure would be at 20. There'd be a 20 card. There'd be a 30. There'd be a 40 card. You'd have each representation increment. You have each increment of the gauge represented as a card, and you would use those cards to control. It's still in the back of my notes, so I might implement that. But it was like a little nuts. This seemed big to me. The new version of Pacific Flyboys is kind of huge. The carrier has become the aircraft carrier has become quite a juggernaut with the rules and the tracking. It's not overwhelming, but it is bigger than this. This damage is easy. It's damage, and that's it. On the aircraft carrier, I've got flooding, damage control teams, and fires. And I can't do everything with cards. It's just too. Yeah, it's just. I guess it might be fun, but it's easier to roll on. So there's going to be a mix of some small tables and cards in that game. All right. Well, that's the first look at the kind of unboxing of Through Hell and Back. Well, I'm just calling right now Through Hell and Back version 2. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.